Fight of the night, no-brainer. The Van fight, Jim Miller and Yaroslav, they all won the bonuses.
Dana, first of all, well, King Green is going to be very mad at you that he didn't get a bonus. He was shouting at you.
Who?
Bobby Green.
Yeah.
He's going to be very mad.
Well, we talked about it, when you looked at the opponents and who they fought. But Bobby Green is going to get his own, he's been wanting his own shorts, so he's getting them. We're making sure he gets his own shorts.
Okay, cool. Let's look at that main event. A back and forth main event, very interesting. Lots of tactical decisions by both men. How did you...
And just for the record, Bobby's not wrong. I mean, Bobby fights anybody, anytime. Stevens was 4 pounds over. He didn't give a shit. He still fought. And all the credit in the world to Bobby Green.
Okay. We'll look at that main event. How did you view the main event? What did you think of both men's performances? And how did you score the main event?
King Green. Sorry. So I scored the main event. I had it 2-2 going into the last round.
Okay.
I thought Strickland won the last round.
Okay. Were you surprised that Khamzat stayed on the feet for so long portions of the fight?
No, what was interesting is, when I first started, the first 2 times I saw him fight on Fight Island, he used to talk about his stand-up in his team all the time. And I was saying, we haven't seen him stand up and really go toe-to-toe with somebody in a while. But I think, I think he had a rough weight cut. And
is that what you attribute? In the second round, right, he went for a couple of takedowns and looked like he just sort of collapsed on himself. Is that what you attribute that to, maybe the weight cut? And were you impressed with the fact he was able to get himself back into the fight after looking so gassed?
Yeah, listen, he's a tough guy. He's a fucking savage. So I would expect him not to roll over and quit.
Sean Strickland now has wins over Khamzat Chimaev and Israel Adesanya at middleweight, and I think it's kind of wild, right? You look at his style, he's got a quirky style, but he has wins over some of the best in this division's history. Where do you view Sean Strickland at in that division, and how impressed are you that he's been able to beat guys like Khamzat?
Yeah, I mean, you're asking me that because it's incredible. He looks great. He's got an awkward style. He's tough to fight, and another durable, tough guy that has no quit in him.
How did you score the Alexander Volkov-Waldo Costa fight earlier?
Yeah, I actually thought that Waldo won the fight, but I talked to Sean and Mick. They both thought it was scored the right way. The first round was, close.
A couple outside about the White House press conference we enjoyed the other day. When Josh Hokit is screaming at Alex Pereira and Ilia Topuria, and then Alex Pereira stands up, what exactly goes through your mind?
I don't want any of these guys getting hurt over stupid shit that means nothing with guys that are never going to fight each other. You know what I mean? It's not like Ilia Topuria and Hokit are going to end up fighting. So it was just, I think that whole thing is goofy anyway. But, the guy went out and performed. Unranked guy went in and beat the number 5 guy in the world. So
I'm not asking you to shit talk them, but obviously next week Ronda Rousey is fighting Gina Carano on Netflix. They are billing that as the biggest MMA fight of all time. Do you believe the White House event will probably eclipse those numbers, or is...
I love Ronda and Gina. I hope they do well. I have, yeah.
Dan, right here.
Yep.
What did you make of? I know you gave fight of the night, but just Joshua Van's performance overall seems kind of like a promoter's dream. Like young fighter, has wicked fights, just seems to want to fight all the time. Just kind of what do you make of his kind of emergence as this?
Yeah, and the fact that after the first fight, I mean, when you win the belt because the guy breaks his elbow, he showed up and delivered tonight, man. He looked incredible, and what a war.
I assume it's safe to say Pantoja is next for him. They both seem to want to fight each other.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Sean Brady weird betting lines that were happening?
Yeah. Are you shitting me? Yes, of course I've been hearing about it all afternoon. This card had a lot of heat on it, and I told you this thing pulled massive numbers tonight on Paramount. So it's not surprising when a card this good and a fight like that, for the line to move.
Just last one for me. You said that you were pretty confident Conor would return this summer.
Yeah.
He had been tweeting a lot about his contract situation and everything over the last several months. Is anything new with Conor's contract, or is it still like this?
There is no deal done with Conor. I was just saying I'm confident. I was confident last year too, but I'm way more confident this year. Yeah.
Did you anticipate that Sean and Khamzat would be so kind to each other after the fight?
No, I was ready for the exact opposite.
And I mean, in a normal situation, like split decision, undefeated champion, it seems like everything would be set up for a rematch given their history and everything. But it seemed like Khamzat really struggled to make the weight this time, and he said
He literally walked up to me after the fight and said, "I want to move up.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight in this weight class anymore."
Interesting. And I know it's very soon, but like, do you feel like he probably needs a fight to earn the title shot there and stuff like that? Carlos is injured. Have you thought about that division?
I don't know. I'm not even thinking about that.
Yeah.
But, you know, him moving up's exciting.
And back to the thing with Hokit at the White House press conference. I know you don't want anything to happen, especially that fight week. Do you have to think about how that press conference is going to be during fight week? Like, can you have him and Ilia and Alex up there again?
No, I mean, Ilia and Alex are pretty chill guys normally. Ilia flips out every now and then, but we'll just be, you know, didn't see that coming. They're all sitting next to each other in the same row, and O'Malley scoots back, and I'm just like, you got to be fucking kidding me right now. Because all I was worried about was the next, you know, the weigh-ins, and not anything happening there. But we'll be ready for it. I mean, this is the business we're in.
And as far as what could be next for Sean,
And then he got in a fight with Costa tonight too, I think.
Hey, Dana,
Yeah.
you mentioned that you had a brief back and forth with Khamzat where he said he wants to move up. Did you guys say anything else? Can you tell us anything about the interaction between you and him after the fight?
No, that was it. He just said, "I don't want to fight at this weight again. I want to move up."
Yeah. What's your reaction to that? I mean, you know, the guy did fight at welterweight and then having a hard time making it a middleweight. Are you like, do you think that he applied himself, or you think he just naturally, like, you like that idea of him moving
Good
up?
question. Yeah, I don't know. You know, he ever since Fight Island, he's gone on a run. He's undefeated, won the world title, did everything that he said he would do. But with the level of success and, you know, lifestyle, makes it tough.
And I guess maybe that's an answer to this next question, but you know, you obviously were drawn to him so much. That's part of what set him on this path, and then everyone knows the health issues and inactivity. Do you feel like he has lived up to what you first saw at Fight Island? Obviously, he's been a champion.
When you see somebody fight for the first time and you're like, wow, this guy's special, and they become a world champion in the UFC, yeah, I would say so.
So yeah, you're satisfied with what he's done. Not that he's done, but you would say that he reached his potential so far here.
100%.
Yeah.
Se habla mucho en la UFC de las rivalidades, pero hemos visto que en los últimos tiempos Alex Pereira e Ilia Topuria han entrenado juntos, han estado juntos, y en la conferencia de prensa de la Casa Blanca vimos cómo Ilia Topuria entró a defender a Alex Pereira. ¿Crees que se puede estar forjando una de esas hermandades grandes que pasen a la historia, que trasciendan las fronteras, como pudimos ver en su momento entre Chimaev y Darren Till?
Yeah, I think that, you know, once guys get in here, there are obviously friendships that are forged and, you know, and rivalries. I mean, it happens both ways. I don't really understand your question, but yeah, I don't know. Kind of.
La otra pregunta es acerca del UFC en España. Hoy peleaba Joel Álvarez, no ha tenido su mejor noche, pero es un talento especial. Tenemos a Ilia Topuria, que es doble campeón de la UFC, y otros talentos también firmados por la UFC. ¿Podrías darnos una fecha exacta o aproximada al menos de cuándo podrá llegar la UFC a España? No sé si en 2027.
We literally have no date set for Spain, but you know I want to go, and if you're going to go, you go with a guy like Ilia. So the answer is yes, we want to. No, we have nothing planned yet.
And last for me, hemos visto cómo Arman Sarukian hablaba contigo después del combate estelar dentro del octágono, y ahora también va a ser el peleador backup, el peleador de refuerzo por si se lesiona Ilia Topuria o Justin Gaethje. Quería saber si Arman Sarukian ya ha adoptado esa posición de contendiente oficial después de todos los incidentes, ¿no?, que todos conocemos que tuvo en el pasado.
Yeah, I mean, he was always a contender. I mean, he was supposed to fight for the title. Yes, he's a contender.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Just right, yes, sir. Buddy the Buddy and BSD are teasing a fight for International Fight Week. Can you give us confirmation? Because it can be a huge fight for European fans.
Did we announce that?
No, they are teasing it. Like BSD said that he are waiting for the signature of Paddy. So Everybody waits for officialization in France.
Well, if we didn't announce it, then then it's either not done or it's not happening.
Thanks.
All right.
Dana, over here. There was an issue yesterday, like a lot of people online were talking about the Khamzat's weigh-in in particular. Like they were a bit concerned that perhaps he didn't quite get the 185 on the button. Could you explain to us, like, first off, have you seen that?
You know, the New Jersey State Athletic Commission oversees the weigh-ins, right? And Jeremy Stevens missed by 4 pounds, right? And they had to, cut a deal. But for Khamzat, they just going to not let him make weight. Jersey and New York are two of the toughest commissions in the country. The internet's fucking stupid. I mean, I don't know what to tell you other than that.
What is the thinking? I know this maybe is a question for the commission, but I'm just wondering, what's the thinking behind having the manual scale instead of the electric scale?
Why not use the manual scale? Why not use the electric scale instead of the manual scale?
I don't know. Hey, listen, Monday morning at 9:02, call the New Jersey Athletic Commission and ask them that. That's I have nothing to do with any of that stuff.
Another thing I wanted to ask about was of course, Conor McGregor, you're talking about being confident that he's going to come back, right? And I know that with the new Paramount deal, the structure of things does change. He's talked about how his contract was super heavily based on pay-per-view. Who's this? McGregor.
Oh, McGregor.
So he's one of these guys who could do 1 million pay-per-views fighting nobody, and then he's done 2+ 4 million against Floyd. How do you structure a deal with someone like that under this new Paramount? Because it's completely different to any other UFC fighter.
There's a formula to it. McGregor's going to do just fine.
What's the formula?
Huh?
What's the formula?
Oh, based on if you take the average of his pay-per-view buys of what they do, there's an equation for that you can. I mean, we've done it with a lot more guys than just McGregor.
Right, but I guess the concern would be that like Jones isn't fighting, and that seems to be financial. Rousey is going and fighting somewhere else, and then Conor, we're still waiting on the deal on that one. It seems like the people who were like going to be making huge money on pay-per-view back when that was the thing, it seems like the deals aren't necessarily getting done so far.
Yeah, don't believe everything you hear.
Another one was
most of the stuff is bullshit about all the numbers and things like that.